Hey, writers. Today we just want to talk about our food history. So I am Miss Cotton,
And I'm Miss Farrington.
and we're just going to kind of talk to you about this writing strategy called My Food History.
All right, so first we're going to talk about what the food history strategy is. So first we want you guys to start thinking about some foods that are important to you. Think about some of your favorite foods and the memories that go along with them as well. So maybe you and your grandma or grandpa cook a delicious apple pie at Christmas. Or maybe, like me, your favorite birthday cake is chocolate with chocolate icing. So if I was making a food map, I would think of all of these things that are important to me. And as you're making your food map and like you're thinking of all these foods that you have memories with, that are family traditions that you love, think about some that are your absolute favorites that you can maybe write more about. So now we're going to go on to see how to actually make a map of the foods.
So this is an example of a food map that I actually created. So what I just kind of started thinking in my head was just like from the time I was born when I was super little and was just old enough to eat food till now, what foods really just were an important part of my life. So I just kind of got to thinking, and I just kind of started making a list in my head, and so I ended up drawing this like cool little squiggle and just put in a little map. You can make this in a list, you can make it in a straight line, you can do it however you want to do it. We just need to get your ideas down on the paper. That's the most important thing. So for one of the ideas I did was for sausage casserole because I have so many great memories with this. My mom made it for me, my grandma did. So it just really holds a special place in my heart, and I felt like that just really embodied a great memory for me. So,
All right. So now we want to write a story. So remember I told you to be thinking about some of the things as you make your food map that you can write more about. That's what we're going to do in this step. So we're going to pick one food that we could write a whole story about. We remember as many details as we can when we brainstorm, and we talk about what that food actually means to us. So I'm going to let Lindsay explain how she did her story.
so when I was starting my story, I just kind of started brainstorming about what food really meant a lot to me. Like I said, I really focused on sausage casserole. So this is the food I decided to make a story about because I just thought it had so many great memories, so many like reasons behind why I could write a great story for sausage casserole. I included things like my mom made it for me, my grandma, that we ate it at holidays, that my mom still makes it today whenever I go home to see her. So it just really holds a super special place in my heart, and I could just tell a lot about it.
And here is Miss Cotton's final draft of her story. I'm going to slide us up here so y'all can see that better. So you can see that she started off with writing about how her grand taught her how to make the sausage casserole, and then she goes through and talks about the different things she used in the recipe to make the casserole, and then she ends her story with how it's a Christmas tradition, how her family makes it for breakfast every year at Christmas, and now how Miss Cotton makes it for her friends, and it's something that she can enjoy making and sharing with other people. So that's how she wrote her story, and we want you guys to pick your favorite food and make your own stories. I think Miss Cotton has some more information about that too.
Yeah, so after you've created your food map and we're starting to expand your ideas, just so you know, I typed this out so that you guys could read it easier so you could read my example. But I did originally do this little draft on just a piece of notebook paper. This was in my writer's notebook, but I just pulled it out so I could show it easier to you guys. So you guys feel free to type it, feel free to write it, feel free to include illustrations. Those are so great whenever you're writing. And then here's my little food map. You can see it's just a super quick sketch, just kind of jotted some ideas down. So feel free to make this as fancy as you want, as personalized as you want, because this is all about you learning how to write about your food history. So you got this, writers, and I hope you have fun trying this strategy.